Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Sarah Jessica Parker. We're going to be looking into the whole Sex in the City thing, as far as like how do fans feel about it and, questions about it. And then I'm going to be looking into the situation between her and Kim Cattrall, or Cattrall. My apologies if I pronounced it wrong. Also, hello to all my subscribers. And hello to all the new subscribers. I think it's cool that you guys like my content enough to subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. So let's start the reading. So let's see, what is Sarah's current energies at this moment? What's going on with her? Alright. Okay, well, she's dealing with uncomfortable energies that has to do with the home. There's definitely something going on in a home life. Something is definitely going to change, transformation. This is also a karmic lesson, is what I'm seeing. It also has to do with shame and disgrace regarding her marriage. Again, I don't know if she's married or anything, but this is what's coming up. So this could be her relationship, if she's dating someone. I'm assuming she's married, so yeah, this is showing me shame and disgrace in the marriage. And a lesson, a karmic lesson. Let's look further. It has to do with actions that were taken in the past. This definitely has to do with actions taken in the past. You know what I mean? It's almost like a karmic give and take. You know what I mean? Like if you abuse certain powers, certain positions and stuff, those energies are revisited on you in ways that you weren't expecting or you didn't think would happen. It's showing me she's definitely in her head about it. She's not feeling too great. She's also dealing with a heavy burden. It's weighing her down. This is an extreme burden at that. This is also showing me that she's not enjoying her wealth. She's in a cycle of, I understand this is a sensitive topic, so I'm not trying to offend anyone or anything like that, but this is showing me depression, sadness. Like when I said that, something fell somewhere. But yeah, this is showing me an energy of a depression or something, or a sadness. And it's consuming her at this moment. It's definitely consuming her. So the things that brought her joy before are not bringing her any joy at this moment. Very heavy energies. So then, let's ask about the whole Sex and the City situation. What's going on between her and the fans? Or rather, how do the fans feel about the new reboot? Okay, cool. This is face down, so it definitely has to do with their emotions. They're not feeling too great about it. They're definitely not feeling too great about it. This also has an energy that has to do with revenge. So it's interesting. I want to look further. Does this have anything to do with the Kim situation? I'm getting opportunities. They're not... Usually this has to do with a lot of options. But they feel as though that the options for this show is stagnant. So it's like the opposite. So they're feeling their feelings about the way, I guess, the whole situation is in the show. They're not feeling too great about the reboot. You know what I mean? They're definitely processing things. And they're looking into betrayal. They're definitely feeling a sort of betrayal energy. Let's look deeper. This usually has to do with jealousy, things like that. So let me actually see, because I'm already picking up the energies, but I know you guys aren't picking up these sorts of energies because you're not the intuitive reader with this. But this is giving me has to do with the whole Kim Cattrall situation. It's obvious knowledge. So let's see, is this about the whole Kim Cattrall happening? With this Knight of Wands is a rush energy. They definitely feel like this whole situation was rushed as far as the I don't know if you would call it a show, the program. They feel like it's been rushed. They're definitely feeling those energies. And this is also showing me they're not feeling too great about the whole Kim Cattrall situation. They're not feeling too great about it at all. It was funny because I was hearing that, like, some people feel like the show, I guess, can survive without her. But no lie, guys, this is showing me a lot of the fans are not feeling too great. You know what I mean? They're not feeling too great at all. And they're not seeing Sarah in a good light. They're definitely not seeing her in a good light. Because they're seeing her as to do with conflict. They see her as someone that has to do with shady situations. Alright, so they're definitely picking up that energy. Not just that, but they feel like the show is stagnant. And they're definitely in their head about it. So, okay. Let's see what happens with this deck. Energies have been brought aware to them. Have been made aware to them. You know, as far as like things happening behind the scenes. This is some real deep energy, right? I'm getting a vibe of like some people would say this is conjecture or whatever you would call it, but this is what it is. This isn't me trying to like come up with like conclusions and shit. I mean, yeah, some of it has to do with that because this is intuitive, but this is showing me on some real shit that it has nothing to do with facts. It isn't something kind of like where people can explain things where it's kind of just like, okay, at 10 o'clock you did this and it was Thursday and it was like December, whatever. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It's more of an energetic sort of situation. They're feeling like Sarah is shady. They definitely feel like she's shady. They're becoming aware of deeds that she did behind the scenes and they're feeling it intuitively. So, very interesting. So let's see what the energies have to show, because this is fascinating to me. It has to do with justice. You know what I mean? What was I telling you guys? That this is something that, like, people are feeling. Like, it's hard to explain this sort of energy, but it's kind of like, sometimes you don't always need, like, the evidence. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can look at someone and gauge, like, a proper opinion. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, yeah, this person isn't legit. Or, you know, this person did this and that. Like, you know, you don't have to have it, you know what I mean, like in a tangible form, like in writing or in a video. You know, people just pick up shit. And that's what's being shown to me. You know, justice is coming to a shady situation. Let's look further with this deck. I was planning on getting into the Kim Cattrall situation at the end of the reading, but it's definitely showing early on. So I'm going to be asking questions about that. The energies are coming to a head. They're definitely coming to a head in Sarah's life. You know what I mean? This is showing me things, again, that's been going on like behind the scenes in the past. The fruits of that are starting to be made known to her. And it's starting to be made known to other people. So very fascinating energies. Let me see. Did Sarah, let's see, how would I ask this? Did Sarah Jessica Parker betray Kim Cattrall behind the scenes? Okay, so if you watch my readings, right, you guys know that this Temperance card has to do with shady behavior, secretive behavior. You know what I mean? I say this in all my readings when this come up because that's the energy I definitely get with this card. You know, especially with the Lotus. You know, the Lotus grows in dirt. You know what I mean? So it grows in mud. So it's showing me a shady happening that's happened between them, most definitely, on Sarah's end of things. Let's look further. Oops, sorry. My, sorry. Kind of shifted the cam. So what this energy is showing me, right? Because I know this might seem like a stretch. She betrayed, their names kind of get confusing. keep having to repeat it. She betrayed Kim because she was in a lack mentality. She was definitely in a lack mentality. You know what I mean? So this is showing me it had nothing to do with jealousy. It had more to do with her career, what she was trying to build for herself, what she was trying to accomplish. She was juggling a lot of energy, you know, because she was counting sort of her blessings. She was counting the blessing of Kim. You know what I mean? Seeing if it clashed with what she was trying to do, where she was trying to head to. You know, so she took shady actions. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. Simple as that. So let's see. Is it true what they say about Kim Cattrall being difficult and all of that? You know, they'd be like, oh, she's difficult. To be honest, it's funny, right? Because I don't have a horse in this race, so I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just reading the energies. She was just trying to survive. She was trying to make it. She was being pushed in uncomfortable situations. You know what I mean? This is kind of like the Chloe Bailey reading I did. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a different situation, but it's that same vibe. But in this, like in Chloe's case, it's her being delusional. You know what I mean? Where she feels like she's being pushed in a corner. As far as Kim Cattrall, her situation was legit. She was literally pushed in a corner. You know what I mean? She had to put herself first. You know, this obviously has to do with money. This Four of Pentacles or Four of Coins. It also has to do with how she felt regarding like her emotions, her feeling at home. She was afraid. And she was definitely dealing with vultures. It was vultures behind her back. So this is showing me she had to deal with like people backstabbing her. It is what it is. Let's look further. All right, since that just fell out, I'm gonna take it. This has to do with her emotions because the card was face down. It had to do with her inner voice. They couldn't accept that. You know what I mean? Because yeah, people said like she's difficult, but I'm not getting no energies of her being difficult. In fact, it's kind of like the opposite. You know what I mean? This is showing me that she felt afraid. She felt alone. You know, she was just trying to balance things out. It had to do with her inner voice. So let's see. How did Sarah feel about Kim being alone and afraid? She felt ashamed. She felt embarrassed. She definitely felt ashamed. She felt embarrassed because she had a big role as far as like what happened behind the scenes. So yep, that's what's being shown to me. Also, I didn't turn on my airplane mode. My apologies, I be forgetting sometimes. And like sometimes like if I try to cut it off or cut it on mid reading, the video just stops. So I'm gonna just continue going, but if I stop for whatever reason, that's what happened. But yeah, this is showing me she felt betrayed. She felt embarrassed about her behavior, about what she was doing behind the scenes. So you know, she definitely knew or knows that shit went down. You know, it's showing me. This is what I was picking up early in the reading. It had to do with karma. You know what I mean? It's a lot of unfair situations that went down. You know, definitely unfair situations. Let's see what's going on with this inner voice. How did she feel about the inner voice? So, I mean, the cards speak for itself. It's a lot of cards. But, I mean, if we look at it, you know, this speaks of betraying someone, backstabbing them. This speaks of the Tower. Again, betrayal. This also speaks of illusion, deception, trying to appear as a saint, but at the same time, letting your needs get the best of you. You know what I mean? Acting on your own sort of needs, what you desire, what you want. And when this card always means, I know it's like the Three of Cups, but this shows me an underlying problem, an underlying issue. You know what I mean? When this comes up, it has to do with people trying to dress things up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, oh, look, all is well, all is happy, right? But really, there's situations happening. You see with the Lotus again, showing me shame, disgrace, problems. You see with the wall up being in the background, you know what I mean? And all these roots, these tree roots. This is showing me a situation that wasn't just Sarah's own thing. You know what I mean? She was operating with others, you know, whoever those others could be. These people are people of power, of position to make things happen. So this could be the cast or the producers, whatever, the network. I don't know about these like matters, but this is showing me that they definitely try to dress the situation up like all is well. But really, and you see where this card landed? It landed on her inner voice. So they tried to sort of like create a narrative. You know what I mean? Like they were legit and she was the crazy one. But really, they were trying to fuck up her inner voice. You know what I mean? Not let her sort of like say how she really felt, excuse me. This is also showing me this was a real tough situation for Kim. This was a real tough situation for Kim, you know. This is why I'm not trying to be like the whole karma police or anything like that. But this is showing me why Sarah is going through the karma that she's going through. You know, I don't know if anything's been made known yet, like in public, where people could be like, oh yeah, this is what's going on with her. But this is showing me Sarah is definitely a shady person when it comes to her career. You know what I mean? She backstabbed a friend. You know what I mean? She was operating behind the scenes to do shady shit. So this is just one person. You know what I mean? So this is showing me, like, you know, she has a history of some shit. You know, because usually you don't just have one victim if you're victimizing. You know, usually you have countless victims. So this is showing me a definite abuse of power and position. So let's continue. How do the energies feel about the show, the reboot of the show? I'm gonna take this. There's an energy of it's promising. The energies definitely sees it as promising, but again, someone's feeling left out in the cold, so it's not complete, it's not even. Yeah, this is the Four of Cups, but if you see the promising situations on the table here, this fourth cup is outside. That's where all the abundance is. You see with all the leaves and the fruit. This situation would have been well, basically, if Kim Cattrall was on it. I know people are kind of just like, the fuck, but it is what it is. This definitely would have been better happening if Kim was on it. But the fact that Kim isn't on it, it's an unbalanced energy. Let's look further. Yeah, because this Ten of Cups has to do with happiness, right? Traditionally. But this is like a third party energy. You know what I mean? If you see, you see this lady here? This is her actual husband, you know? So this is like a third party cheating situation. This is showing me they're being cheated as far as the show, being cheated out of its success because they've cheated an essential member of the cast of the show. That's what's being shown to me.